Hi everybody, today we are talking about the Year of the Metal Rat 2020. Hi everyone, I'm Donna Stellhorn and I do videos on astrology and Feng Shui. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. Please hit that subscribe button, hit the little bell icon so that you can get notifications when I upload a new video. And of course, if you find that the material in this video is helpful, please hit that like button. I really appreciate it. Today we are talking about 2020 and Year of the Metal Rat, and I want to do this video as more of an overview. I'm going to do a future video where I go through sign by sign to tell you how your sign is going to interact with that energy. But today I want to talk about how the metal rat energy is going to shift the energy overall for the world. So first, let's talk about the cycle itself. The Chinese zodiac is a 12-year cycle, and rat is the first of the signs. So even though a lot of the books say that rat is associated with the Western sign of Sagittarius, which would happen in November, the energy of rat is actually about springtime. It's about the beginning. And so it is actually easier to associate the energy with Aries in the Western sign, which is something that occurs right at the beginning of energy. So we are just coming out of the year of the Earth Pig, and that energy was the very old energy. It was the last sign of the Chinese zodiac, and so think of that in the cycle of farming as though it was that dead of winter where you're huddled up by the stove, you have time to contemplate what the past 12 years were about, and now you're starting to look forward to the next 12-year cycle. Then in comes the energy of rat, which is now it's springtime. You emerge from the cabin with your bag of seeds, you're ready to plant, but you're hungry. And so you're going to have kind of a split energy of, I want to go out and plant things that I can eat right away. What are the lettuces, or even quicker than that? What are the sprouts that I can make? But you also need to take some of your seeds and plant those for something that you're going to harvest later in the late spring, in the summer, in the fall. And so the energy is very, very busy. Of course, one is, we got to get all these seeds planted as fast as possible so that things can start growing. But then also we are working on short-term projects and long-term projects at the same time. Fortunately, rat energy is extremely versatile. Now, if we looked at the rat year as the cycle of the moon phases, again, we're looking at the new moon energy. And that means we're entering the period of the waxing moon where things are getting stronger and stronger. And those of you who do a lot of gardening know that when you plant a seed at the new moon, what happens is, because the moon is growing, that seed actually the seedling gets more light over time, and so you can get a little boost by planting around the new moon because that seed can grow stronger with that additional light. So this period of the metal rat year, and we'll talk about the metal in a second, this energy is kind of magical in the sense that we're planting a seed, and we plant it in the ground, and that seed technically doesn't know which way is up. It doesn't know which way to grow, and yet it finds its way. And that's the energy. The first point that I want you to be aware of is that to find your way, to find the best career for yourself, to find the best relationship for yourself, to find the best spiritual practice for yourself, you have to just try things. Because if the seed was just going to sit there and say, well, I'm going to wait until I am sure I know which way is up, it's not going to grow. It has to start growing and then recognize, oh, this might not be the right direction. I'm going to make a course correction. And so that's what we're seeing. Like if the seed starts, and it's heading downward, then it says, all right, I have to go up. And this is what I want you to focus on in the rat year is you take a step forward and take an action and then say, all right, am I going the right direction? Am I getting some results? How do I feel about it? What is the reaction that I'm getting from the world? And that is going to help you find your way up. Now, rat is among the fastest of the animals of the Chinese zodiac. It was the one to get there first, to be the #1 animal. And so this energy is about moving very quickly. And that is that when you're taking action, you want it to be focused on the action. The year of the pig was about the planning. And so now it is time to implement those plans. Now, as I said before, we're planting different types of seeds, some for things that we want to manifest very, very quickly, and other things where we want it to mature over time. And so I always divide up my day, my work part of my day, in that I want 70% of my time to be focused on what's going to create results that are more immediate. And then 30% of my workday goes for more long-term things. That is, that's maybe writing the books or doing longer format video programs or things like that. Whereas the 70%, the more immediate money, of course, is seeing clients and doing lectures and classes and other things that will bring me immediate results. So now we can add in this quality of it being a metal rat. There are actually 5 different types of rats based on the 5 elements, and this year we're in metal. Now, metal is interesting because metal is about organizing and using resources effectively. And by resources, generally people think of money, but this will be all types of resources. This will be your personal energy. This will be the resources that others around you offer, maybe in support or in knowledge or in opening doors for you. So all types of resources are coming into your life, and you get now to organize those resources the most effectively. Because the rat is the smaller of the animals, everything tends to get a little intensified. And so you can feel more intense emotions. You can move quicker. You can feel everything like turning it up to 11, it's just everything is a little bit more intense. And so you have to recognize that that's also going to be all the people around you. Even if you are not your natal sign is not rat, you're still affected by the energy of the world. And so other people are going to connect with you on a more intense level. This can have some great results in that you can have some really deep, meaningful connections, but it also means that when people are experiencing emotions, those emotions are going to be a little bit more extreme. So, and I say a little bit more when I mean a lot more extreme. So we can have more jealousy. There can be more anger. There can be more of a sense of urgency. Like, people saying, get out of my way. I really need to do this. And that is because this energy has gone from that very sedate pig energy that we were doing in 2019 to this very intense energy of we have to get all these seeds planted, we have to move very quickly, time is of the essence, and so that's what intensifies the energy. So rat energy does try to be very idealistic, but sometimes this is to cover up the underlying feeling of worry. Rat is a little tiny creature with not a lot of defenses except its ability to move very quickly. And so worry can be an issue during a rat year. And it's very important that you look at worries that you have and see if you can find a way to alleviate those worries, or at least, do as much as you can to eliminate excessive worry from your life. And some of this is from planning. It is to say, if you're worried about something in your life happening, to ask yourself the questions of, is this going to happen this month? Is this really going to happen in my neighborhood? And if the answer is yes to either of those, well, what's my plan for dealing with that? But for other worries, for more external worries, we can use different systems, modalities. I don't know what to call them. There are things that you can do like meditation, hypnotherapy, EMDR, tapping. There are lots of different ways of getting past worry that we can use so that you can be more effective in your actions, which is what Rat Year really is about. Rats do want to be idealistic and they do want to be optimistic. And so there is going to be a lot about positive thinking, and there will be some about fake it till you make it. But I think what's more effective than fake it till you make it is actually going back into your history and finding times where you were confident, where it did work out, and bringing that memory forward so that you can say, you know what, I don't have to fake it. It is true. I am good at these things. I can do this. Now, additionally, Rat can struggle with focus, because remember what I said, you have this bag of seeds. Some of these seeds are short-term seeds. Some of these seeds are about longer-term projects. And so getting distracted on maybe longer-term projects and forgetting to plant the short-term seeds can be an issue. But in our world of distractions in general, and speaking of distractions, there's LaRue. So in our world of distractions with social media and very compelling videos to watch and things like that, we need to find a way to come back to what our focus is and what our goal is so that we can move forward effectively. So some of the things that you can do to create more focus is the practice of meditation, because meditation is specifically about bringing your attention back to something where you are meditating and your mind wanders in all different directions. It is to say, nope, I'm going to focus on my breathing, or I'm focusing on a particular sound, or maybe you're lighting a candle, so you're focusing on the flame of the candle. So doing practices that bring your focus back are very, very helpful at this time. When we're not feeling centered, when we're not feeling balanced, we can fall into feelings that are more extreme for Rat, which would be selfishness, jealousy, feeling a little bit of panic all the time. And when you start to feel those, it is just a signal that you're out of alignment, you're out of balance, that you're growing in a wrong direction. And so you just stop and you breathe and you find your balance again. Now we come to the middle part of Rat, and that is about a focus on money and business. What we're going to see is Rat energy being focused on resources. What resources do I have, and how can I effectively use those resources? And from an astrological standpoint, we are reaching a point in 2020 where we may begin a decline in global markets and just growth in general. So we will enter a period where we might feel more of a contraction. And because of that, people can get very nervous, but there's actually no reason to feel nervous, because during periods of contraction where we do become more mindful of our resources, there are lots and lots of opportunities to make lots of money. And so it is mostly about trusting in yourself, moving forward on projects rather than getting frightened and hiding away from the world. So the more connections that you make, the more you put content out there rather than just consuming content, you will find that you have many opportunities that the universe provides you. So during a metal rat year, we're very concerned with, how are we using our resources? How are we organizing our resources? And our resources include not just money, but also our time and the people around us. Are we surrounded by people who are, knowledgeable and doing things with their lives so that we can go with them to the mountaintop? Now, we still do like to spend money during a rat year, but the things that we spend money on are usually things to make more money. So this will be buying programs, buying equipment, getting education for learning how to make money. And here's where I want to make sure that you're using your money wisely, because there are so many inexpensive or even free products on the web these days. And so balance that idea of, getting accelerated information by buying programs and courses and education versus spending a little bit more time doing the research, so you can find the balance between those things. Now, also in metal rat years, we do tend to spend a little bit of money to make ourselves feel better. And that's usually more towards material things, like things for the home, rather than experiences. And yet we see a general shift in society towards more experiences. And so that's where I'd like to guide you as well. Yes, it is nice to, redo the kitchen and get the really nice stove and all of that. But if you don't cook in general, then that's not so great. So now, I cook every day. I love to cook, but I actually do pretty well with my little electric stove. And I know a lot of people out there are like, electric stove, they don't like that, but I actually set much fewer things on fire with an electric stove, so it's really great. So it's about taking the resources that you have and using those effectively during a metal rat year. So it is really important that you stop when you're thinking about spending money this year and saying, is this really this luxury item that I'm thinking about getting, the new sofa or redoing the bathrooms or things like that, is that really going to add materially to the joy in my life? Or am I using it as a distraction because, I'm worried about external things? Now, for everybody who's thinking about love relationships, I do have to say that metal rat years are not quite as romantic as other years, because the focus is so much on the material and success and ambition and things like that. Now, this does mean, though, that you can make love connections through exploring business opportunities, business networking groups. You can find love at work. Also consider that as you go out for education towards business things, you can meet like-minded people. You can also find love connections through doing a business together. Gather up some friends and say, hey, let's put together a business. You have skills with building websites and you have videography skills or things like that. And you may actually find love amongst your friends. But rat energy does like making meaningful connections and meeting lots of people. So love is definitely there. It's just not the kind of dreamy, romantic type of love that we do see with other signs. Now, metal rat years are work hard, play hard years, and so we will see that we put a lot of energy into playing, and that is that, there'll be trips, very quick trips especially, like jumping on an airplane and flying up to a nearby city to go to some amazing restaurant or things like that. When it comes to workouts, doing that interval, high intensity interval training, that would be very good. Anything that gives you short bursts of big activity would be good, especially things like dance, running, anything that's really quick movements is excellent. And finally, it is about being social. And because when we think of rats, we think of a pack of rats. So there is safety in numbers, and this is about going out and finding people that you can connect with. And this isn't so much living in the echo chamber, but, you know, finding a hobby where maybe very different people come together. And so you're meeting people who are outside your normal circle, but you still have something in common. It is a metal rat year, and that's about finding people who are influential, who you can follow. And that is looking for somebody who might be a leader when it comes to doing things online, or a leader who helps you with exercise or things like that, and looking to see what that leader is doing. How can we make a deep and meaningful connection with that person? How can we be part of that movement? And so that was a very long-winded video. I will be doing a video with a breakdown of all the signs. That will be coming up very soon. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I will be putting out the book for the Year of the Metal Rat. That will be coming out pretty soon. I also, in case you don't know, I write many of the Chinese astrology reports for horoscope.com and astrology.com, so check those out. For more information, there'll be links in the description box below. I want you to have an amazing year and also have a great day.